Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Greetings, Algo artisans. Cowboy here. And yeah, it is Wednesday morning, 8:30 a.m. EST, and I'm officially in Twitter jail, which kind of sucks. I am not sure what happened there, but I was given some BS reason. I might have an idea as to what happened, but long story short, it is what it is, and I still have YouTube, which is where pretty much everything goes down. We also have V the Gorilla in the house. How are you, sir?
Hello.
I'm just here whining about being in Twitter jail.
It's okay, man. There's far worse things out there than Twitter jail.
Yeah, right. No, it's good. YouTube is
You're
where
being YouTube jail.
Yeah, no, YouTube's where the action is, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, just kind of watching the charts. The title of the show here is the USDJPY breakout. So I am looking at a possible move up on that, and we're going to chart that trade out. But before we do that, you see on the screen there, get your algo links in the description. Got a new algo out. So basically, this algo is pretty cool. We show you how the algo is built, show you how to turn that into code by using Grok AI, and then show you how to take that and what the tools are people use to connect that to their exchange so they can trade while they're not sitting at their computer, have the computer trade for them. Of course, the algo is something you would need to optimize before you did that. I cannot guarantee that it's profitable until you optimize it. All right, good. So the trade I'm looking at here for USDJPY, it's actually kind of a textbook deal. So you're in an uptrend, right? You see price. Let me zoom in a little bit here. This is on the 3-hour chart. So we're going back to the 17th on the timeline. And you have a move up, a pullback, and a move up, right? So let's look at that first move up. Of course, didn't know that there was going to be an uptrend until this high right here got broken. But once that happened, it's like, okay, now price is in an uptrend, and the indicators are agreeing with that. It's a short-term uptrend, possibly. We'll see if it becomes longer, and we'll even assess that live here on the show. But you can see it was basically a 382 pullback. This first pullback, if you put a Fibonacci tool on this first move up, the pullback came down to the 382 and dipped down towards the 618. It's kind of a judgment call there, but it bounced off that 382 again and pulled upwards. So if we were to apply the same kind of fib logic to it, so I'm going to put a Fibonacci tool where this yellow line is, right? So if I do that, if I trace over that line, then we're going to have some targets for the upside. Now, of course, we have a resistance right here at the top of this move where the market topped out pretty hard here on the 9th of October. So I wouldn't go past that. Normally, for a Fibonacci type trade, a continuation trade, I would aim at that 618. But because there's structure in the way, I would front run that. And if I were to enter this trade right now, I don't know that I would or not. We'll determine that shortly. I would have my target around there, like just before that resistance. My stop loss, I'll probably, if I do enter this trade, I'll share that with Algo Factory only, but it would be below this 382 somewhere. It might be way down here. It might be way up here. We'll see about it. I haven't entered the trade, but I'm going to take a look at it from an algorithmic perspective. And I can, technically, I could enter it, but I mean, it's right on the edge. It's right on the edge of me being able to enter it, but I do look for certain things to happen before I enter such trades. So as soon as that triggers out, or triggers in, I should say, then it's a trade that I like. So I will share all of that with Algo Factory privately when that time comes. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and open up the live chat in Algo Factory itself. So Bitcoin is an interesting look too. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin right now. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin is looking no bueno short term. Now, long term, I can't say. When I say long term, I mean like the next few months. But short term, Bitcoin's looking dicey. That's the word that I will use. So let's move over. I'm going to share this setup with Algo Factory that you see on the screen right here. Give me just a moment. And I'll modify the let's just say that I'm not going to share the stop loss on this screen. So USDJPY trade idea. Let's Own rules. Okay, good. So we have that for Algo Factory. Now, Bitcoin is struggling to stay above this 107.5, right? Now, it did manage to poke up just like in the last half hour, but it's getting a little tricky. Now, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can take a look at what's gone on over the last month or so and talk about why the current area is very important. So there's a range that got built going back to the 11th of June, or I'm sorry, the 11th of July, more or less. I mean, you could, look at it a few different ways, but we'll just look at it this way. And when this range broke, like when price broke out of that range, when the big dump happened, the mini tariff tantrum, and Trump walked it back, price popped back up. Bitcoin stayed bearish, right? So it seems like this is a de facto distribution from early June, mid June, all the way until like recently, the last couple days. And what that means is that at least for now, there have been more sellers than buyers. Now that can change, but if you look a little closely here, you'll see price made a double bottom, tried to rallied a little bit. And let me clean this up just a hair. Give me a moment here, make it look cleaner so you actually see what I'm talking about here. This move up was an attempt to rally back into the range, and it's not done. If price can reestablish this range, then this distribution theory is invalid, right? Meaning that there are just as many buyers, if not more, than sellers, and price may continue to go up or not. But right now, this move down is a bit concerning for the bulls, meaning that this is a bearish look right now. It looks like price tried to get back into that range and it got rejected at about 114,000. And this is a pretty tough rejection right there. That long candle on the top, those candles tell a story. And the story that this candle tells right here is that the bulls pushed hard and then the bears shut them right back down, and even then some. So that's an ugly candle right there, guys and gals. So at this point, if I were to rely on like indicator-based algos and stuff like that, it's kind of a 50-50 if the bull market is done yet. Now, there are other indicators we have talked about on prior shows where there's a decent chance we will see more upside prices, but I'm not going to say that until I see certain things happen on the chart and in the algos, right? So for the moment, it's kind of a flip of a coin, whether or not we're going to see a new all-time high. And if anybody has been watching this channel for more than like a few weeks, especially if it goes back like a year or two, you will know that my range for this cycle's bull market high was anywhere between 120,000 and about 160,000, right? Roughly. And so basically what that means is that as long as price has hit this area inside that green box, then there is a chance that the bull market is over, right? And that's where it's at. That's what's gone on. We're in that area. And I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying that there is a chance it could be over. Price has stabbed into that. Now, my sweet spot for this bull market is about 145,000. That was the most likely price, according to my calculation, that the bull market would go to. But we've already pierced 120 and even went up to 126. So if this market were to start heading down and break below like 90,000, there's a decent chance it is over, right? So we'll see. We'll have to track it, see how it goes as it goes. One thing to look at though, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a little bit of info here. If Ethereum really starts to rally, or Solana, if either of those start to rally like really hard, then there's a good chance it's over, because Bitcoin is now, when that kind of thing happens in this stage of the market, it usually means that nobody cares about Bitcoin anymore and it's time to gamble before the whole thing falls apart. We're not seeing that yet. So you got Ethereum here looking a lot like Bitcoin, big range, bouncing its head off the bottom of the range. Looks like a possible bearish retest, which bearish retest means that, and it's the same thing with Bitcoin, guys and gals. where price was in a range, right? Like this, and then it came down and it bounces off the top and continues down. Kind of what it looks like right now. Specifically, if I were to trace the actual price, this bit here where that red arrow is, that's a possible bearish retest. So we'll see if Ethereum never rallies, or it might be that no one cares about Ethereum anymore and it's about Solana. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but if Solana starts to rally really hard and Bitcoin just stays at a certain level, then there is a clue there that the bull market is over, because again, Bitcoin has done what it's going to do. Nobody cares about it. And the money is going to fly into the alts during the complacency phase. So that's a clue. And it has happened every cycle so far. And there's really no reason to think that this cycle would be any different. So we're now into the end of the show here, the end of the live show. And we're going to go and stick over to the live lab to let in some of the deeper information. But Via the Gorilla, can you get us out of here, sir?
Guys, this is real actionable intel. We've been tracking this. We've been on the money with where Bitcoin's going to go, where the markets are going to go in general. And because why? We're the only trading show on God's green earth that takes into account geopolitics and geostrategy into our models, into our intel. And this is why when you join Algo Factory, you're able to trade like a hedge fund pro. So join us over in the live lab. It's, man, I tell you right now, learn to profit from the coming chaos. Learn to find those opportunities. Join us, Algo Factory Tech.
Join us or die.
Just kidding. You're not going to die. We love you.
Might die. You might die.
Well, everybody dies at one point.